Are you wondering what some of the most expensive cities in New Jersey are? Well, in this video, we're going to get into it right now. Hey, if this is your first visit to the channel and you're looking to learn all about the New Jersey suburbs of New York City, then please consider joining our Subs of NYC community. We'd love to have you. Hi, I'm Jeff Massey, your local realtor here in the area. And if you're thinking about buying or selling a home, you need data to figure out what's going on in the market. Well, this is the place to be. Whether you're moving in the next 7 days or 7 months, give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email so we can help you make an easy, stress-free transaction. So as I was saying, some of the most expensive cities in New Jersey, we're going to look at them today, specifically Morris County, Essex County, Union County, and Somerset County. And the reason why I'm focusing mostly on those is the bulk of the data coming out of the GS MLS or the Garden State MLS, I should say, is coming from those counties. Now, Bergen County and a few of the other counties, they do have some transactions in the GS MLS, but the data is quite limited. So in terms of giving you a good sample size, that's why I'm looking at those towns. Now, of course, there are plenty of other towns and cities in the state of New Jersey that are either on the ocean front or have great proximity, like I said, in Bergen County, that have great proximity to the city, and of course high prices depending on what those amenities are, like I said, either proximity or oceanfront. But in this case, we're looking at that corridor that I always focus on, the Midtown Direct Corridor, being the Morris-Essex line mainly, starting from Penn Station and going all the way out beyond Morristown, actually. But that's what I'm going to talk about. We're going to look at some of the top 30 towns that made the cut based on average sale price. We're also going to take a quick look at median sales price. And then we're going to dig in and look at the top 5 and see what some of the numbers in terms of bedroom count and average days on market, that kind of stuff. So let's jump into the video. I'm going to share my screen with you now and show you my Excel file, and we're going to get into it. Let's go. All right, so we've jumped into the screen, and we're going to look at who didn't make the top 30, and then we'll go tranche by tranche and show you which towns, I should say, towns and cities are the most expensive. This particular filter that we're going to see, so let's take out the first box. This particular filter is filtering by by average sale price, which, as you know, includes the least expensive and the most expensive. So depending on the weighted distribution of what those are, you could have sort of a funny number. So we will still see the median next to it. So this column here, C is the average and D is the median. And so as you can see, top 30, Morristown just missed out. I should say Morris Township just missed out, excuse me. Berkeley Heights, Boontown, Montville, these were in that next 10 tranche. So let's scroll up a little bit more, show you who made the top 30. So delete that out. South Orange, 21. Well, let's go the other way around. Maplewood is the top 30 based on average sale price here, $828,000. We got New Providence, Scotch Plains, Montgomery Township, Bernards Township. That includes Basking Ridge, Mendham Borough, Mountainside, and South Orange. So that's your top 30. And again, this is just Essex County, Union County, Somerset County, and Morris County. That's what I focused on because that is, again, where the bulk of the data comes from in the GSMLS. We can look at other counties, but you can see the volume of deals just tapers off in those counties based on the overall geography that this particular MLS focuses on. So I didn't want to rely on that data just because it is let's call it reduced. So, okay, top 10 or top 20, I should say. Let's get rid of this box here. We've got Glenridge, North Caldwell, Chester, Peacock, Gladstone, Mountain Lakes, Bernardsville, which is neighbor to Bernards, Watchung, Livingston, Madison, Warren, and Chatham. So those are your top 10 to 30. Now let's go in tranches of 5. Here you can see the I should have had this frozen up top. Apologies for that. So top 5, here we are. Chatham Borough was 10. Chatham Township is 6. Mendham Township. So again, Mendham Borough was down below at 23. Mendham Township number 7. Westfield, Montclair, and Chatham, as I said, for number 10. Now let's get into the top one here. Okay, so the next tranche, and let's keep number 1 in there for a second. So let's delete these out. So Summit made the top 5. Again, this is for Union County, Morris County, Essex County, and Somerset County. Far Hills Borough, Essex Fells, Harding. So those are your top 5. Now, I'm guessing you probably already know what number 1 is, and that is Millburn. Now, Millburn, as you remember from previous videos, Millburn includes Short Hills. So the bulk of this almost 1.9 average sale price is coming from Short Hills. So you can understand why those two numbers are much higher. If we were to separate out just Millburn Township specific, excluding Short Hills, that would obviously come down. But again, this is the overall township. And we'll see in a second when we look at the top 5 in terms of bigger data chunks. You'll see those 3, 4, 5 bedroom plus. There's a big difference in the price point there. So we'll take a look at that in a second. So now let's talk about, okay, these are the big numbers, but let's talk about days on market, closed volume, and sale to list price. So days on market, if I delete that, our lowest days on market actually almost correlates pretty well with the average sale price. So 22 days on market for for the most expensive. I think it was 18 days on market in Glenridge. That's actually the top tier, and that was in spot number 20. But you can see here, on average, if I take the average of the top 30, we're looking at an average of 34 days, which matches right with the report that we did last week. Now, actually, I should mention these dark grays here. These I highlighted specifically because if I searched by median sale price, these towns would jump back into the median. So Morris Township, Berkeley Heights, I think that means these two would pop out if I remember correctly. But anyways, minute details there. So let's look at closed volume because this is interesting. So closed volume, some of the largest sales were in Livingston in terms of sale volume, the number of units closed. Livingston, but also, even though highest sale price, we actually have really good data on that, 229 units in Morris Township. But then you look at other places like Harding, only 48, 12 in Far Hills, so very small data sets here. And what was Morris Montclair? I was curious to see. Oh, pretty high, almost 300 in Montclair. So this is really the most interesting part, in my opinion, and that's why I saved the best for last here. So let's delete this box. So this is the sale price to list price ratio. So talk about how much over you're going over asking. And you can see here, Montclair, we've talked about this before, an average of 22% or 120% of list price going over. Glenridge is also closely behind, and those two towns are really close together, and a lot of the listing agents work both of those towns that kind of specialize in those areas. So you do see a sort of a correlation in terms of strategy with those agents. You can see Millburn 105%, places like Summit 104%. I wanted to talk about sale to list price ratio in terms of strategy. So if you're a buyer and a seller, there's two different ways of looking at this. So if you're a buyer, and especially if you're looking at places like Montclair or any other places like Westfield, any of these towns that your average you're going over, South Orange 108, we need to be cognizant of that and realize when we are looking at homes, we need to look below what the budget is. And the reason why is for this exact, so I'm sorry, you can't see this because my face is in the way. So let me move that over so you can see days on market. Okay, so Glenridge, like I was saying, 108. Glenridge, 118% of asking price, and that's similar to Montclair. So going back to what I was saying about buyers and sellers. So if you're a buyer, like I said, you need to target whatever percent here on average below what your top budget is. So if we're looking at, let's just take, Chatham, for example, 106 over ask, 106% of ask, I should say, then we're going to want to look at, let's say, 90% of your budget in terms of what you're pre-approved for and what you feel comfortable spending, and then knowing that we're going to go up 5 to 6% above that and be able to compete with bids. And again, Montclair, you're really going to have to take a significant chunk, go like 75% potentially of your budget, knowing that we're going to go up over the asking price tremendously. So let's talk about if you're a seller. Now, strategically as a seller, you want to understand that pricing at your goal is not necessarily the best way to go, because we want to drive traffic into the sale. And I know buyers, you're listening to this and you're getting frustrated, but the truth is, in order to get the best price, we need to be the most attractive, knowing that this is going to happen. So strategically, we're going to price below our goal, and hopefully we actually get more than the goal in that sense. So keep that in mind if you're a seller. If you're a buyer, yes, that is frustrating, but that's why we do comps and we try and get as close as we can. And again, that's why we strategically look slightly below where we're going to be. So now let's switch over to the top 5 and look at the more granular detail here. So as you can see, Millburn, let's look at it here. If you're looking for a 4-bedroom, average sale price 1.6, median sale price 1.625. So pretty close when you look at it that way. But when you get to those bigger homes, like I was saying, you're easily going to be in the 2.5 and above. You can see that how that's impacting the averages. And on those more competitive homes, like the 3 and 4 beds, you're seeing actually more than the average. You're seeing 108% of sale to list price ratio. Let's go to Far Hills, for example. I don't look at Far Hills too often. As you know, I don't have a video on that on the channel, but it was interesting to see here that the sell to list price ratio is below 100%, even though it is a very valuable town. And you can see that the median and the average here is quite different. Wonder why that is, but we're also looking at only 12, a sample of 12, so a very small sample size here. So basically what's happening is you're being able to negotiate down a little bit, and that's probably because it's a little bit further out. You're not getting as much competition from the people that are, wanting to commute to the city. So let's go back to Essex County here, Essex Fells top 3 situation here. And we're looking at, again, similar scenario, not a lot of inventory, and 1.5 is about the average sale price, median just below that. And again, a little bit of negotiability. But again, in that 3 and 4 bedroom, you're seeing closer to asking on those two with these units here. So let's go down to Harding, the top 4 spot. And here we're seeing, again, similar trend here, about 100% average, just under 1.5 now, 48, so a little bit bigger of a sample size. But again, more competitive in those slightly smaller units, 105 to 100 on that sale to list price ratio. And Summit in the top 5 here, just under 1.5 million, again about 1.45 on the average. But you're seeing again on those bigger units, well above 2 million. This is based on 246 units sold last year. Again, this data is from 2023. I should have said that earlier. And on average, 104%. But again, when you look at the granularity of those more, I know it sounds funny to call affordable, 900,000 to 1.3, but realistically, people commuting to the city and they want to have that kind of sweet spot of the 3 and 4 bedroom, you're seeing 106 to 107 over asking. That's really that sweet spot where more of the inventory lies. Actually, some you have a lot in 5.5 or 5 and above, but most of the inventory lies in those there where you got 137 units sold in the 3 and 4 bedroom range. Okay, what I did was I added in Montclair. That was in the number 9 spot. So we'll just type in number 9 here just so everyone can see that, and we'll make that bold. And the reason why I did that was because I wanted to show you the average is 122% of list price, But you can see, again, kind of going what I was talking about with Summit, where those 3 and 4 bedroom homes are kind of more of the target. Actually, it seems like I'm wrong here. Even the 5-bed plus, you're seeing 123. So these are just averages. They're not anecdotal specifics, but it gives you a sense that you could see that 1% extra for those really competitive homes, 3, 4, 5 bedrooms. Whereas the smaller homes, we're not seeing quite as much of a pricing differential in those. But I definitely say when you have a situation where and I say this all the time, yes, we're in a low inventory environment, but the other thing is there's only so many good homes, quote unquote. And what I mean by that is there's a lot of homes out there that have this funny, weird situation with the bedroom, or the kitchen's in the wrong spot, whatever it is that most people would say, oh, that's not my ideal home. That means there's even fewer of the small inventory out there. There's even fewer of those ideal homes. So I think that's where you see those prices really drive, unless there's some sort of dramatic strategy with the listing agent that they're really pricing it underneath where they think it's going to go to, again, drive traffic. So those are the things to keep in mind. I know I sound like a broken record with understanding the sale to list price ratio, but that really is key in a low inventory environment, and being able to strategize and place where your bid's going to be, understanding what you need to be looking at in terms of strategic price point for your budget, understanding your pre-approval number, and then looking at what's out there. All right, so I hope you found that helpful. Again, I'm here to be a resource for you on the ground, whether you're a buyer or a seller, so we can help strategize your real estate goals for 2024. Once again, my name's Jeff Massey. Thanks a lot for letting me into your home today, and I hope that together we can help find your next one. In the meantime, we'll see you in the next video.